an activist. Think big, value the small. Welcome to the Priceless Podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Priceless Podcast. The Priceless Podcast is made in partnership with the European Forum of LGBT Christian Groups. Today, my guest is Ushi from Poland.
Basically, now I'm an activist in the sphere of Christian plus LGBT, which is a very, very important issue for me right now. But I've been an activist in some other areas as well. Professionally, I'm a translator and proofreader and editor. Well, I'm 42. I have a partner and 2 cats. I live in Warsaw. I guess that's it. My gender identity is female and my sexual orientation is bisexual. My partner is a wonderful person. And she's a wonderful person in a way that's complementary to me because there are many wonderful people around. But she's an amazing, open, warm, tricky sometimes, mischievous, but very, as I said, very open and very loving person. And this is a gift from God. I'm absolutely sure, because when we met, it was like almost immediate decision that, yeah, that's it. Really, I mean, we moved in together for after 3 months or something. For me, it was one of these situations that maybe not at the first sight, but very early we knew that, yeah, that's it. That's absolutely it. We want to settle down together and get old together and so on. So I'm Roman Catholic. I've been born Roman Catholic, baptized, etc. Although my family is not very religious. I came out to myself first and then, of course, to the world very late. I mean, I was 20-something, in the beginning of my 20s, when I realized that actually this something that I had always thought was like a natural thing for me, that I was attracted to both genders and that I liked contact with both genders. My identity is something that the church does not want. The Roman Catholic Church in Poland does not want. So then it was the first time where there was a real clash. Not in terms of conflict between my sexual orientation and my faith, but rather between my ethical system and my faith and my sexual orientation. It was a little bit more mixed. The Roman Catholic Church is my homeland. I can say it like this. It's my homeland, and I've always loved it very much. I always tried to maintain my faith and to develop, to read a lot, to pray a lot. But the formal church attendance, this changed. I mean, this was like back and forth. Finally, there came a time that I said, "Oh, go away! I don't want you. If you don't want me, I don't want you." Then this was this time when the Roman Catholic Church in Poland started this very homophobic mode of action and message. Pope Francis has ordered the synodal way. And I'm a big fan of this idea, of this issue. I'm trying to do my best to work for it in Poland in many initiatives. But I can see that it's that the Polish hierarchy, the Polish bishops and also priests see it as something very dangerous and very, it is a revolt. They don't want this rebellion. You can see this mass, like a tumor of all the bad things, of lying, of cheating, of blackmailing, of hurting victims, making them victim again, like re-victimizing them, and being totally close to any dialogue, to any reform, to any anything. And it's easy to hold on to my faith because like this relationship with God, it's obvious for me. My love, my trust, and so on. With religion, it's more difficult, but I treat it also as some kind of a task that I am given, something that God gives me to do. There has been a proposal, a legal proposal, a law proposal, a bill that was brought to the parliament by a civil initiative, and this required gathering 100,000 signatures, and this law proposal is about banning public gatherings where someone would promote or propagate that marriage can be other than between a man and woman. So basically, any kind of gay prides, equality parades, things like this would be forbidden, and also any kind of talking in a positive way in publications, in classes, in workshops about non-heteronormative relationships or orientations, and about opening the idea of marriage to same-sex couples. This would be banned. And unfortunately, the law was voted on, and it was not rejected, but by the vote it was sent to a parliamentary committee for further work.
It's time for a little break right now. We'll be back very soon. I'm thinking about how could I engage more people into supporting the podcast. And some people said, just be more relaxed. I don't think that this will make a difference. So if you want to support this podcast, just click one of the links below.
Around 1/3 of Poland is now officially declared LGBT plus free or LGBT free. So it's depressing, to realize that you live in a country that's of which 1/3 is LGBT free. Luckily, these local communities adopting these anti-LGBT laws are facing now consequences in terms of financing, European Union financing. So some of them decided to revoke these solutions, these legal acts, but some not. These are only declarations. Nothing follows. It's not. These are not legal acts that would influence any kind of real life. So what they do is actually create or reinforce atmosphere, right? The attitudes. And this has been increasingly difficult. I mean, I don't have any hard data. I only have my own impressions from what I see in my social media, from what I see around my friends, in my social circle, I would say. And what I can see and hear shows me that the LGBT plus youth is getting, on one hand, more aware of themselves. More and more people are declaring non-straight, right? Non-heteronormative. More and more is being talked about such identities as non-binary, pansexual. I think that the atmosphere for them is difficult in many ways because we have COVID, which meant months and months of social isolation for them, online classes, not meeting friends in person. When you realize there's an issue with you, a young person, you don't have anywhere to go. So I guess that's more difficult even than formal acts adopted by the Polish parliament. That it's this very unclear sensation of heaviness that's pressing on you, that you look at the news, you open the internet, you, I don't know, have a look at the TV, and everywhere you sense this pressure and this darkness. It's not only about the situation of LGBT plus people, but also about what's happening at our eastern border, the immigration crisis, and the way Poland is handling it, and the way European Union is handling it, as a matter of fact. I'm afraid that many people will get discouraged from any activity, any public activity. That many people will just close themselves in their homes and families. And Poland has never been a very civil society in terms of activity, NGOs, volunteering, and so on. But what I'm afraid of is that this will this will diminish still from 2% to 1%. Plus, being active means that you're exposing yourself to a lot of hatred, hate speech, but also, just as I said this year ago, physical violence from the police, things like this. And this will mean that we're not a society, or the society will be taken over by those who are supported by the government, by the conservative right movements, the more nationalist and xenophobic and so on. I see hope in the fact that many activists or many people who are simply interested and engaged are aware of the issue of activist burnout. You have this tendency that you work too much, you do too much, you overexert yourself without taking care of your own resources. And I can see that an increasing number of people are being aware that you have to stop, take a step back and take care about yourself. This started at the Rainbow Night. Very many people, including me, needed mental support after it. But this is when we realize that we have to take care about our own resources. We have to be supportive and caring for one another in our small communities. And only then can we go and change something. Maybe it's better to focus on this social bubble that I have, where I can really offer support, make a change, some significant change even for a few people, and not focus too much on this big picture, which is quite depressing. Maybe that's a solution. I think what helps is getting informed, simply being aware of what's happening. If you're a religious person, praying for us is really very important. This will encourage us to work. So being aware, supporting us mentally, supporting us financially. My home and my family is my organization, which is Wiara i Tęcza, Faith and Rainbow. I'm really very lucky that God gives me this opportunity to be in Faith and Rainbow. And I want to openly and publicly thank everybody from Faith and Rainbow. If you're listening to it, you are wonderful and I love you and I mean it really. You're the best place in the world to be.
Thank you, dear viewers and listeners, for being with us and listening and watching this podcast. The links will be in the podcast description. Subscribe, like, comment. It all helps this podcast to become a little bit better seen and known, maybe on YouTube. Thank you, everyone. This is it for today, and all there is left to say is see you next time. Bye, everyone. Bye, Ushi.